You, Dave.
Dave.
Election of chair, secretary, Okay, approval of minutes. You want secretary again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, do you want chair again?
Yeah, I don't know if I can't convince Connie to take it, so
Nope.
I guess I'll take it.
Been there, done that.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. This is the 2024 meeting of the auditors, the reorganization meeting. I ask that you stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm just going to do a quick roll call. Auditor Dave Cantrell,
Present.
Auditor Brian Stetler,
Present.
and Auditor Connie Flasher.
Present.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'm going to call for nominations for chairman of auditors. Do I have any nominations?
I nominate Dave Cantrell for chair.
A second.
No argument.
Okay, I take it there's no other nominations. I have a nomination for Dave Cantrell. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Unanimous. Chairman, the gavel's yours.
Thanks, sir. We'll take a moment to welcome newest auditor, Connie Flasher. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you.
Be a great asset. to
Yes,
the
congratulations.
Auditor board.
Thank you.
Would you like to move on?
Sure.
At this time, I'd like to accept nominations for secretary for the audit board. Do I hear any nominations?
I'll nominate Brian Stetler.
Hear any nomination for Brian Stetler. Do we have any discussion on that? Or any opposed? Hearing no opposed, no argument, we'll elect Brian Stetler as our next secretary for 2024. Next item up is the approval of the 2023 meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on the 2023 meeting minutes? I'd like to take any suggestions that we accept as presented, the meeting minutes for 2023. Do I hear any motions made for that?
I move that we accept as presented.
Heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? So moved. We're at the moment of public comment. Is there any public comment available for this meeting this evening?
None was given in advance, and there's no public present.
Thank you, sir. None. Okay, we have any old business? Township manager, is any old business we need to discuss?
There are none, Mr. Chairman.
How about new business, sir?
New business is the setting the wage for the working supervisors. As the in the past, it is up to the auditors to vote and decide. But in the past, we have followed suit with what the raise was for the administrative non-contract staff of the township. And this is a working wage for if a supervisor on the board works for the township. And just as not all-inclusive, but if a supervisor plowed snow, they would get paid. And so this year, the salaried increase for non-contract employees was 3%. So if it's, again, it's the will of the auditors to vote and decide, that would take it. It's currently $21.85. 3% would make it $22.50.
Before we take a vote, is there any discussion for the auditors as to your thoughts on these two percentages?
How much were they used last year? Were they used at all? We didn't have much snow
I don't,
last year, but I don't.
they weren't, we did not, there was not a supervisor, it's not just for plowing snow,
Right.
but a supervisor did not work for the township last year
At
at all.
all.
So there was no payout for that. It's been a couple years since that happened.
I guess the only follow-up question is, how typical is it, and approximately how many hours is typical, if that's possible to answer?
So, since there wasn't any last year, it's more typical that there isn't any.
Okay.
And I would say, to be truthful, the last time I recall is when I was on the board and we terminated the manager in December and the board approved that I would get paid for hours I came in here off.
Okay.
And that's the last time that happened, was
19.
December 2019.
And
No,
again,
it was December of 2018, when he was, I believe.
And again, the two proposed increases for raise is 3% and what, 2.5%?
No, it's just 3%,
Just
period.
3%?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's one wage.
Okay, well, can I hear a motion that we accept the pay increase proposal at 3%?
I move that we accept the pay increase at 3%.
Any other thoughts on it, Connie? I personally don't have a problem with it at all. So,
That's a motion.
it was accept motions that we
Right.
accept the raise at 3%. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? I don't think so. So moved. We'll accept the raise at 3% has been presented by the township manager. Before we adjourn, township manager or auditors, is there any other matter that you'd like to see brought up this evening?
When do we have another meeting? When do you meet? I guess is the
Manager?
question.
This is the only official business meeting of the auditors. And generally after the audit itself, because the township uses CPA firm
Yes.
to do the audit, the auditors don't do. If the auditors so choose, they could have an informal meeting, and they have in the past couple of years with the comptroller, once the audit is completed and we have they file with DCED and they complete the audit and have the financial statements and everything, you guys can request with the comptroller, Jane Deemer, to have an informal meeting, and she can explain all the expenditures of the township.
And for the auditor Flash's benefit, that happens normally when? July, August?
Normally, I think it's been August. It was September this year.
Well,
That was-
and again, that falls back to when the auditors get it done. So the CPA firm, if you wanted to go back to 2020 in the pandemic, it wasn't until the end of the year when they got the audit done, because nobody was working and we're working from home, and it drug everything out. So it used to be typical to be April, May, but I think last year, as Mr. Stetler stated, I think it was like August or September.
And again, what CPA firm are we using?
This is the last year, the 3-year contract with Zolankovsky and Axelrod. And that'll be on, it'll be in a selection by the board sometime before the end of this year.
To go for next year.
Yeah. And in the past, it's professional services, it doesn't require being bid.
Bid.
And we did bid it the 3 years ago, because we were looking to see, are we getting a good shake? And we got a much better deal, much better price
I think we should bid it.
off of Zolankovsky. And they've done a pretty good job, and they're just kind of getting in the swing of it now after doing it a couple of years.
Right.
So, but
Yeah, I think that should be bid out, services like that.
Okay, in the absence of any other discussion, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
So moved. This meeting is adjourned, 2024.
slam the gavel.